Assalamualaikum sisters. Apa khabar semua? I hope you are well. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so today we are with another episode of Sisters Chit Chat with me, Zarina Zaharuddin. And of course, we have been featuring special sisters who have big hearts. And today, of course, every week has always been I've been meeting and getting to know special ladies, and today we have Sis Azlina Ahmad. Okay, she is the founder of Smile Salam Singapore. See how she smile? Welcome. Welcome Sis Azlina. How are you? Apa khabar?
Alhamdulillah.
Baik, okay. So how's your Raya celebration so far? We are, I think, in the second week of Eid celebration. Have you been very busy?
Yes, mashallah, it's like dah 2 years you don't get a count celebration, so the raya is macam non-stop,
Non-stop, right? We only stop because we have to work, right? We will stop from Monday to Friday, and alhamdulillah next week will be another long weekend, so we can continue our raya visiting. Yes.
Yeah.
I think
it's like 2 years away, and then suddenly you have non-stop of families and the gathering. Oh, we miss this so much, huh?
Right. Suddenly we appreciate it more, right? Yes. And we kind of appreciate especially the elderlies that we have not met for the last 2 years. Yeah. And I think for our children also, it's like to some of my nephews and nieces, the younger ones, to them it's like a culture shock. Like for the last 2 years, right, we have been like at home, eating our own cookies and cakes. And now it's like suddenly the spread is like, wow, right? From one house to another.
So can you imagine COVID baby? Like my youngest son, he's 2019. So just onset of the COVID and then lockdown. First day of Raya, he's screaming every house he nak balik.
Culture shock lah kan. Suddenly like, why there's so many people? Yeah, wow, I can imagine. I think that's a good experience. Yeah, maybe you can share with us, later lah, we have the time. But of course, sisters, you see, that's see how Sis Azlina, I think we all have a lot of COVID Raya story that we can share. But let's come back to the reason why I'm getting Sis Azlina on board today. Of course, we are still with the theme of women with big hearts. So what is so special about Smiles Salam SG? And maybe before that, maybe Azlina, you can introduce yourself. Yeah, who are you? And yeah, what's your background?
Okay. So my name is Azlina Ahmad. So I'm turning 41 actually. I'm a mother of 3. And my youngest is only 3 years old. Yeah. Before I go into Smile Salam, a little bit about me, besides a mother of 3, is that I have a full-time job, I look after the family. Yes, I don't cook at home. Maybe a little sneak peek is that my husband is the cook at home.
Wow, alhamdulillah. Okay, that's a big blessing, okay? Your husband is a big cook at home.
Yes, so he's the chef at home. That allows me to also look after the kids and also focus on Smile Salam a little bit more lah. Yeah, towards the community lah. Yeah. I love traveling. Yeah, I love out running. I love reading, just some things I like to do. So traveling is one thing that I like because while working, we work very hard. I find that sometimes we need some time to ourselves. And I think for Singaporeans, traveling ni macam a must lah.
Betul. It's a favorite pastime. It's a wajib, It becomes a mandatory event every June and December.
Betul. You see the recent ICA macam semua orang going to get their passports. It was crazy because now that the borders open, everybody wants to start traveling again. But I think we remember that, even when we have kids and our kids are like, oh, school holidays, yay, where are we going? Nak pergi holiday,
Yeah, kids also look forward. True.
Correct. I love traveling, but while traveling also, I find that, it's a time for myself to also reflect, because you keep all the busy things back in Singapore because it's all about work and responsibilities.
Yes,
so I do travel sometimes with my girlfriends and also families. Of course, while traveling, I find that, while we are traveling, it's also about spending on ourselves, relaxing. There was once a time bila I go out traveling with my girlfriends to Chiangmai,
Chiangmai.
And Chiangmai, Thailand.
Which year was that?
1996 ke 1995, tak ingat lah.
Okay. Yeah, in the 90s lah. Wow, that is quite some time back.
That's quite some time back. And then I was like, they all just relax, very big luxury punya macam Chalet hotel like that lah. And I was just looking the internet because third world country, guys. Yeah, I'm sure there's other things that we can do down here, besides this. I mean, like having fun and all that. So I come across an orphanage. you know. And then I call the orphanage up and then say, hey, like, do you accept visitors and whatnot, you know? And they do. So I call my girlfriends, hey, y'all got nothing better to do, right? Come and join me. So we
Besides jadi pisang salai kan. Asyik
we say, come and join
santai.
me lah. Santai je, relax je, come, let's do something fun and meaningful, you know. So I brought them to the orphanage lah. So it's just like a one day we spend the orphanage, but we play the kids and then, you know, we feed them. So it was very fun, you know. And then I realized that when we are traveling and doing overseas, there are always opportunities for us to do good, you know, or to give back. Yeah. So actually that's the start of that's the start of it lah. When I find that, you know,
the giving back. So that means you can say that it's like by chance lah, you know, this is something that was unplanned. I mean, in 1995, 1996, something that, you were there with the intention to go for holiday, so-called to distress. Yeah, but after so much distressing, right? And you were there for how long? What, 5 days?
I think, less than a week.
Less than a week. And then you feel like too much distress also, you suddenly become like, don't know what to do. Can you imagine? I can imagine if you one day you retire. Wow, I think, you know, you really will feel very bored. Yeah, this is only 5 days and you already feel like, hey, I'm so bored. Let's do something different, something interesting. Right? You know, you sounded so like me. Yeah.
Because I'm not a person who cannot sit still. That's why my kerja pasal I work in the performing arts. Pasal I tak boleh kerja office duduk diam-diam, tak boleh.
Sama. Kan. Kan. Orang tengok kita orang yang penat tau. Kita tak penat. Betul tak? People see us like,
later that we feel. But when you do the things that you love doing,
you don't feel right.
It may take a lot of your energy, but you know, you get satisfaction out of doing it and fulfillment, and you don't feel tired. But of course, later after that, when you go home, you baring on the bed, alamak, sakit apa aku buat tadi
Apa aku buat tadi
I'm so happy doing things, but I don't realize it's also straining your body at the same time. But of course, you must have that rest when needed. When needed, must rest.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, that's how it all started lah. So that means from there, that's where the feeling of giving back. So so when you come back to Singapore, then what happened?
So I come to Singapore, but of course I started to find volunteering opportunities. Well, Singapore pun banyak juga, but I find that Singapore is actually also quite blessed. There are a lot of charity organization, and the government has been helping our residents in need quite well. So I look at the world countries lah, you know, volunteering opportunities overseas. So I joined a Singapore International Foundation, where they actually have they do volunteer trips for Singaporeans.
Overseas. SIF.
Yes, SIF. So I joined them as a volunteer, and then after a couple of years, I start with leading groups together with SIF. So I lead group of Singaporeans over, you know, to build water filter in Cambodia, Siem Reap. Yes.
How long were you with SIF, Singapore International Foundation?
Sekarang dah more than 5 years dah.
More than 5 years. But how long before you became from volunteer, you move up to a leader? Definitely it needs experience, right? I mean, you cannot just like...
I just do a few trips and then I started being a leader. Yeah.
How can you just share with us, where have you been?
So I've been to Lamongan, Indonesia, where we do the reading program with the kids there. And then these two programs that SIF do lah, you know, the reading one and the building up the water filter in Cambodia. Yeah, so I did about maybe 3-4 trips overseas, and then after that SIF, you know, get me to lead groups. Of course, they will interview you lah. And then they see that you can lead groups. I say, okay, then I can start leading groups. So I've been leading groups like macam in a year about 3 to 4 times.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
And how big is the group?
Ranging between 5 to 10 packs saja lah. Yeah, correct.
And each trip?
And so the trips get pretty regular lah until, you know, but I have family kan, so I have to ask permission from my husband lah. So sometimes 2 to 3 times a year. And then my second child, Aisha, dia memang growing up lah. So the children see me like go overseas and do volunteer trips. I'll come back, I share stories with them, you know, what I experience, stories people I meet, what do I do, you know. I think it's important that we also share. But my daughter macam you know, you go to the age that you want to follow.
Curious.
Ibu, where you going again? I want to follow lah. Like, you know, it sounds so fun and she wants to experience it. But unfortunately, SIF only allow volunteers 18 years and above. Then I start thinking like, okay lah, because there's reasons for it lah, because they're only leading adults, right? But I don't see that they should macam deny opportunity to the younger ones to experience. So I thought, so I've been doing this and I know the people there. Why don't I start leading one on my own lah? Yeah, and then I started that in 2018. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I started with like, okay, I tell my family, let's do a holiday with the kids, but it's not purely holiday. Okay, we're going there and there will be 2 to 3 days of hard work, the program. And then of course there'll be 1 day of sightseeing lah, where maybe you can go and see Angkor Wat, go and learn a little bit about the culture there. But a lot of it will be dedicated to volunteering work.
So that means in 2018, you and your family, you, your husband, and your two children.
And my friends.
Yeah. Oh, and friends. Okay. Do you need to get a special permit, to do this kind of thing?
No, so it's just a holiday, but of course we work with a local NGO there, and then because we have to plan for transport, and then we have to plan on which rural villages we want to go, how many water filters are we going to raise. So these are internally, we raise money to buy the water filter, we go there and fix and go to the rural villages and also interact directly with the villages also.
So it goes back to contacts and network, right?
Yes.
Because you already have that context, the basic context and network, you already have it. It's just that now you do it for a different group, which is your family, people close to you, because you want to expose them due to the limitation of SIF. We understand SIF being a big organization, of course they have their own do's and don'ts, but for you, okay, that's something interesting. I mean, how we can do the same thing but with a different, I would say, same objective, but it's just that you cater to a different group. Wow, that's something that I find that maybe sisters out there.
For me, I think nothing is impossible. You find that there's something, I think you can just explore, and then I'm sure there's a way out for it.
Just now you mentioned about you came out with the funds to build water filters, right? I mean, when we talk about money, it can be very sensitive, correct?
Yes.
Especially when you try to seek donation from the public. So how do you overcome that? Or
my very first fundraising, my very first fundraising I remember is because I love running, so I do a fundraising campaign by Go Get Fund Me to say that I'm going to run. So every 5 kilometers that I run, I hope to raise, 1 water filter. Yeah, so that was quite motivating. I don't know how many water filter I raised, 5 or 6.
Wow, 5 or 6. That means 30 kilometers.
Quite a bit. Yeah, but because I can run, I used to be a long distance runner lah during masa sekolah, secondary school days. Sekarang dah lain lah. Kan kalau lari boleh lari lah.
Lari kerja anak. Sekarang kerja baby Boleh.
Maybe not far. Yeah. So that was my first fundraising effort lah, I find. Yeah, that my friends, family all supported, and then with the money we actually buy the water filter, for the family and my friends to go and build and install lah.
Was it easy to get money? I mean, from the public, although you came up with all this event, was it easy for you based on your own personal experience?
As a start, it's always easy to get funding, perhaps from your own inner circle because they know you, rather than from the members of the public. Yeah, I mean, you start with your inner circle because they know who you are, they know what you're doing, and there is the trust there as well. Yeah, and then you start from there, and then words may spread, and then people come and join you. I think people will probably donate and contribute if they are literally in doing it itself. Yeah, but at least they know where the money goes to. So below, when we plan for subsequent trips, a lot of the volunteers who join us, they will also contribute 1 water filter. Because you contribute, you believe 1 water filter, but you're there, you're building it yourself with your bare hands and hard work, and then you bring it to the village, you interact with the person directly, beneficiaries that's receiving it, yes, and the impact will be there.
Yes, because you are there physically, and the feeling is, I know, definitely be different, right? Yeah, it will be different. And of course, I think I strongly believe that when they go back also to Singapore, they would definitely share their good experience with their friends, and families.
Because when you're there, you see the village, there's no electricity, there's no water. Not like in Singapore, we are blessed. Even if you stay in a rental flat or what, you open the tap, with come out clean water for you to drink. But that's not the same there. Yeah, they drink the water from the lake, so filthy,
Yeah,
and the
I know.
kids falling sick.
Or I would say Milo water.
Yeah, they have to travel quite far just to get water also from the lake that is also not clean.
Yeah. So I would say our children are very lucky.
Children there. correct, bringing our children there, give them an opportunity to experience it firsthand. What is it about, that they are so blessed already here in Singapore, correct? Yeah. If I can share a little bit about my daughter, very first trip, bila kita bawa dia kan. So because we built the water filter, we use clay, cement, and it's really from scratch. So the thing is that it's like the first day, one whole day of getting the tea. So I think the first 2 hours as she do it, and then she get all the tea and then she stand one side and say, "Hey, I'm so dirty, boo," and then she stopped working. So we look at her, everybody is busy working, and then my husband look at her and say, you can choose to stand there. Okay, if you don't want, you can choose to stand there and just, while all of us are working. And then we just ignore her. So she reflect a little bit, and then, then she realized that, okay, everybody's doing it, I got to do it. Everybody
is dirty. Yes, everybody
will get dirty anyway. And then slowly we see her just joining us and then continue. Yeah, so it's about like, you want to complain, yes, you can step aside and complain and look at the bigger picture. So I think that's a very good learning curve for her also. If I never bring her here, she don't know what's this mess all about, and why are we doing this in the first place.
Yes. So that was Aisha.
Yes, that was Aisha, but she's 15 now. That time she was 9 or 10.
Yeah. I think it's a good age for. I think what she do also, if you all can see her in a bigger perspective, sisters, do you realize that she stepped back? Then after that, she looked at everybody from a bigger perspective. Yeah. Then she do a self-reflection. Then she joined back.
I think as parents, kita must give them a chance, but we cannot just throw our thoughts to them, because sometimes when we speak, right, and share with them, it might not get into them, right? A lot of things is for them to see it through observation and through experience. So we just say our piece, short and sweet, then let them be, to let them see for themselves. Yeah.
So indirectly also, it's not just a bonding time with you and your family. I think it's also a learning curve for our young children, which I think they cannot experience that in Singapore, right? In Singapore, what is our bonding time with our children? Shopping, eating? No, it's a fact, right? Shopping, eating. Yeah, I mean, if we go visit old age, maybe our children are lucky if their school organize the learning journey, visit old age, Yeah. But
if there's opportunity for them,
if there is. And with COVID for the past 2 years, I think a lot of learning journey activities has been stopped. Everything is through online. Can you imagine they go to the garden through online?
Even with the seniors age also, a lot of activities doing virtual. Yeah.
Nicely, So I think this is something that, I think it's a food for thought. Even for myself, it's something that I learned. Maybe we can plan a holiday, not just to London, Paris, Disneyland. Maybe this is something that we can, it's a life skill, life learning lesson that we can learn. We can have fun, because I believe that having fun is not about where you go, right? It's who you go with, and it's the people that you're with. Especially kalau semua satu kepala kan. Betul tak? Even pergi, kata orang tu pergi main tepi longkang pun macam fun gitu kan. Atau main air terjun pun macam fun kan. Because
correct. Just like outdoor play lah for budak-budak, right? Outdoor play, but that's what they learn out of it. Is another thing. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So alhamdulillah. So that's how indirectly it kind of built your journey, to Smile Salam SG. Maybe you can tell us, like, so now you're still with Singapore International Foundation. You're still active
no, we're not doing trips, but I'm still volunteering with them. So I think now the borders open, they will, start volunteering. And then we see lah. Kalau I ada time juga, pasal also quite occupied with Smile Salam now.
So now you have your own. So you're the founder of Smile Salam SG. So maybe you can share with us, how does Smile Salam SG came about, and what mooted this idea for you? I mean, you're already so busy. You're a working mom. You have 3 children. And you have the youngest one at 3 years old. I think that is enough to keep you busy. But why you still have to open this Smile Salam SG?
I think like the story that I've been sharing just now, the first trip that in 2018, and that's when I start Smile Salam. Because I thought I want to start it ground out on my own, so that it's not just about me and my family, but I can also inspire other families and parents to do the same, right? Of course, if they have the same belief lah, where we can nurture, and inculcate these very important values in our young, and perhaps it will just, being carried forward to more and more generations to come lah. Yeah. So I started this in 2018, and then my aim is actually nak buat volunteer trips every year lah, you know, for maybe families, schools, you know, or work with other organizations to see how we can help the communities in need in the third world countries. Then the pandemic started, so our trip in 2020 pun cancel, kan? Yeah, so I thought, okay, but that doesn't dampen me from, you know, continue the good work. I find that, okay, we are stuck here in Singapore. What can we do? You know, that doesn't mean I cannot sit still, right?
So when you what people say, when people throw you lemon, you make lemon juice lah, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, so this is the product. This is your lemon juice.
Yeah, in Singapore, what can I do? So I do volunteering work by myself lah. So what I do is macam, okay, because during the pandemic, my kind of we are in the performing arts industry, so artists cannot come in, I cannot run events, right? But I'm very grateful that I still have a job. I still earning a salary still. It's just that everything put on hold, so we are not busy. We are literally like not doing much. Okay. So I felt like, okay, I still have a job, I still earning a salary, but I have a lot of time. What can I do good with it, right? Being me. So I felt like, okay, let's go out there. You know, people are locked down, but there's so many others who need help. There were a charity organization, Willing Hearts. They need help with giving out food. So I joined them also, Willing Hearts. Peaceful for All also need some volunteers to do some distribution door to door. Okay, I joined and help. Yeah, so even before this, I do ad hoc volunteering in Singapore also. Yeah, so while doing this during the pandemic, at the start of pandemic, then I start to realize that macam, you know, I've seen this quite common, like people always macam give pre-packed ration, you know, to families, and through interaction with families as I visit them, I find that there's always something that probably they don't eat. Kan, macam they have like sometimes like elderly, or during the pandemic also I also help this one makcik lah. I send her to dialysis center 3 times a week. Yeah, correct. So because she stay nearby, so there's this app called SG Assist. They're still around now. SG Assist. So this SG Assist macam it's very ad hoc. Macam somebody need help, or some social worker need help. Sometimes they put in there to see whether there's any volunteers. So you can see the location. It's somewhere located near you, and you are available. You can come forward to help. Yeah. So I'm so-called the SG Assist volunteers. Wherever there's opportunities, I will, you know, go on board lah. Because during the pandemic, very free, right? So through SG Assist, I dapat tolong this elderly makcik lah, very near my house. So why not send her 3 times a week and then send her back home. She stays in a rental flat. She's staying alone because the husband is in a nursing home. The thing is that she also receives different kind of aids lah, food aid, I would say. And then you know, I saw 3 to 4 bags of rice in her kitchen. Yeah, and she also seldom cook. Balik dialysis, you know, Sis Azlina, come, let's eat prata together. So we eat prata. Go back home, she won't really eat. Sometimes people will give her food. Yeah, but she received all this, but yet she also don't want to turn it down. It's quite natural of them when they receive, just take and just be thankful, right? But then they didn't really use it. So I asked makcik lah, makcik, there's so many packs of rice ni, how? You don't use it, you know, the kudu comes in, and then, you know, the rice is such a waste, right?
Yes.
Why don't you give it to your neighbours? Saya tak nak lah, neighbour tak suka dia lah ni lah, you know.
Okay.
But the elderly lah, you know.
Yeah, understand.
If I know people who need it, would you give it to me? Then she said, of course, Azlina, ambil, you know. Then you go to waste. Then I think like, actually, if there's a platform somewhere nearby where people stay, that they can contribute and they can put their unused or unwanted food items that they have, so that it doesn't go to waste, and other people who need it can also take it. That would be brilliant, right? So I was thinking that I know what kind of assistance out there that's been going around, and I appreciate all the different charity organizations, you know, what they've been doing. But I thought, like, you know, there's always something that we can come out with just to fill up the gaps.
Yeah. So you become the matching, you know, matching.
Correct.
Jodoh. The needs and the people who needs and people who have the extra. So you match them up.
Yes, so I felt like, okay, I think there's a gap here. Why don't I come up with an initiative lah, you know? And this is how the pop-up grocery started. This is our very first initiative in Singapore lah, I would say, from Smart Salam. Yeah, so so I wouldn't want to start something that I don't know how the response is like. So I asked this makcik, I want to do like macam kedai runcit bawah blok boleh tak makcik? I was asking her, you give me your barang lah. I put below, then I tell the neighbors can come and take. Then she said, okay lah, boleh lah. So she gave me her oats, she gave me her rice but before that we also do, door knock, we do our outreach at the entire block to let people know about this initiative and what their thoughts about it. At the same time, we also want to ask them, do you have food at home that you don't eat, or is there any charity organization that you be receiving food aid from? If they say yes, and then we'll ask them, are there foods that they give that you don't eat? And there's usually be like one or two, yeah, and then they like sardine, they say, oh, I don't eat sardine. I think someone would eat sardine, but I don't know who, So then we plant this idea to them that, rather than keeping it, don't know who to give, and then end up it expire or food go to waste, right? Very sayang. Why don't you bring it down at this time, at this date, there's this pop-up grocery just under your block where you can come, bring your stuff down, and at the same time you can take what you want. Actually, most of them think like, hey, this is a good idea. Okay, can so we got that very positive feedback, and then they're very keen. So I thought, okay, the response is good. Let's do.
This happened during the COVID period, 2020, 2021.
2020, August 2020. That's our first pop-up grocery.
Oh, okay. And
started at Bedok.
East side. Okay. Untung orang sebelah East macam banyak gitu benda-benda macam gini kan. Yeah, I stay in the north. So people in the north, I do believe that it's we are all have big hearts, but what your idea is really something interesting, rather than the food just go to waste, because some people, it's true lah, I mean the organization also cannot be like, okay, you want what, we give you, we cannot cater to every needs, right?
It's quite difficult. Yeah. So for macam semalam we started the pop-up grocery because we want to advocate on reducing food wastage. Okay, so when I started pop-up grocery tu, I'm macam nak reduce food wastage. I start to learn about food wastage. How much food wastage in Singapore that goes to waste banyak actually. Correct. People, we tend to order online, you order a lot of food, but end up your family don't consume that much, and then you have excess. Don't just say the lower income, even us or the middle income people who sometimes we order food or groceries, we don't realize that we order a little bit too much for our family to consume, and then you have excess. So I will also approach these families and ask them to donate their excess towards the pop-up grocery also.
Okay. So since you were saying that since August 2020, right? So is it still, how frequent is it? Is it like once a month? Once a week?
So the response was very good. We actually even branched out to other neighborhoods, alhamdulillah. So we have started November 2020, we started in Yishun until today. Yes.
Okay. Yishun specifically which block?
Yishun Street 51. So we are doing at the void deck of 510B. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
510B Yishun Street 51. We have been doing that on a monthly basis, but during Ramadan we rest for a month. Yeah, but it's every month. The residents also know us. Yeah, they will also bring their unwanted food items down also. And then we also started recently, beginning of this year, at Bukit Batok. So we started one in the west. Yeah, and then we also started in Tampines.
Okay, so you have Bedok, Tampines, Bukit Batok, Yishun. Wow, it's quite well spread.
Yes, it's quite well spread.
Yeah. So basically you have volunteers in each area.
Yes, so we have a volunteer group, not many, I would say. We just have about slightly above 100 volunteers. These are ad hoc volunteers lah. So whenever there's like a location, we share with our volunteers. Whoever free, they will just join lah. So our volunteers are a lot ad hoc juga, pasal we also depend on, because Small Salam really 100% volunteer run, you see. So I myself, the founder also, I do volunteer quite a bit, into Small Salam. And then we also depend a lot on volunteer drivers, volunteers, engagement for beneficiaries, a lot of back-end work also.
Yeah, true. Okay. So basically it's once a month thing, right? Once a month,
every neighborhood they do it once a month. Some neighborhood are trying to maybe do it like on a bi-monthly or quarterly basis. Yeah.
Okay, because I guess the demand is there, and I think people are slowly getting to know all of you. Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, can you just explain to us? I mean, for those who are listening, right? What are the specific food? I mean, that you is it anything people can just give? You know,
Yes.
what if the queue is so long but the food is not enough, or vice versa?
Yes. So macam a lot of people are asking, like when I start up, we are in Bedok, our numbers grow from like 90 plus to in a year, like 100 over people take from us. We kind of break record bila kita punya last one, then March, because we took a break lah for Ramadan, and then I don't think we are starting anytime soon. I think June or July we will resume that again. But Bedok has the biggest. We hit like about 200 over people who will come down and queue and take food. So with the numbers, we will actually plan our inventory. Yeah, to make sure that everybody gets something. Yeah. So it's like depending on our numbers, macam okay, we have like 1,000 items, and maybe we got 100 people that's coming. So everybody, we will set a limit lah. If the numbers are a lot, okay, we set a limit. One person can only take 10 items. This is to ensure that macam everybody can get something.
Oh, so am I right to say that everybody will get slightly different things, or everybody will get the same thing?
Everybody, so we have a spread. So we have canned food, we have condiments, we have main staples. Macam apa-apa yang ada, you can masak lah at least.
Vegetables,
So,
also vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables also have, or fruits.
Fruits.
So the main things like rice, oil, canned food items, then fruits, vegetables, condiments. Sometimes you have light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, salt, sugar, whatever lah. Whatever
macam
that
mini supermarket
Betul. Initially kita tak ada sayur, and we don't have vegetables and fruits, But as I go into food wastage, I find I start to learn about food rescue. I think a lot of people macam starting to learn about this food rescue thing.
I heard about it.
There's big players of food rescue out there in Singapore that have been doing this for so many years. But now then people are actually more open to eating rescued foods. Because a lot of people ask, apa tu rescue food, So these are food that are fruits or vegetables that are blemish, macam dekat Food Center Pasir Panjang, they a little bit of dent, blemish, or satu busuk.
Actually okay, betul dia okay, cuma maybe ada small dot. You just peel that thing, dah boleh makan. But seller being seller, of course they wouldn't want to put that for sale.
For sale.
Yeah,
so
they
what
will put
happens to this? Usually they will, if not, you go to the bins. Instead of going to the bins,
we should go.
The food rescue groups will go and grab this and redistribute it. Yeah, so I take a small share, alhamdulillah, from Lions Club. Every Saturday I will rescue whatever I can rescue, vegetables or fruits, and then I will keep it and then put it at our pop-up grocery store on Sunday. So every Saturday I do food rescue. Yeah, so alhamdulillah, I think we started, we also have a community fridge in Bedok. Dulu kan belum ada community fridge, I rescue the vegetables, I bring back home. I tell my husband, pasal my husband is the chef, right? I have to seek permission from my husband. Friday, Saturday tak masak boleh tak?
Pasal nak storage food rescue.
Correct. And Friday, Saturday tak masak boleh tak? We just buy food. So he was like, okay.
So we he's very accommodating.
Yeah, we keep in our own fridge. Of course, then I try to seek help from MP and then work on a way that we got approval with Town Council to set up a community fridge in Bedok. So every Saturday we'll rescue and then we'll put there. We also give out to the residents that stay nearby the community fridge, but a part of it is also kept inside for the next day pop-up grocery.
Yes. Okay, let's say if those who are listening, our sisters out there, they are interested, they become so inspired, with what you are doing, and they want to get to know more about what you're doing, Smile Salam SG. How can they contact you?
Okay, so basically, you can reach out to us directly via our Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, pun boleh. Reach out to us. There's, I think if you go to our Instagram atau our link, right, we also have a link form where you can register as a volunteer. There's a volunteer registration form. So just register there because we need your info. I need to know a little bit more about you, because if you drive and you're willing to be volunteer driver, at least I know, or I know what you're good at. Maybe some of you are good at, photography, or you have strong muscles, you tak pandai berbual tapi you ada banyak tenaga. Everybody can contribute in many ways.
Interesting.
So you don't like to talk, you don't like to talk to people, but you have a lot of muscles that you can help. We need that. Every Saturday is usually just me and my husband, carrying the vegetables and fruits. But Alhamdulillah, now we found another couple that's staying nearby and also contributing their time. Yeah, Alhamdulillah. So they're also helping us. So we are looking for volunteers who are also available at specific, some are quite fixed date and timings to rescue foods. Other than that, the pop-up grocery, there are volunteering opportunities for you as well. Sometimes we have people who wants to donate in-kind groceries. So macam, because we have been doing pop-up grocery for a while. Sometimes adalah corporate company or suppliers that reach out to us and say, oh, I have this amount of items that are close to expire. You want or not? If not, throw away. When you hear that, you want to go and take. I say, of course,
kan, macam save baby kan, macam nak save baby gitu kan.
These are still edible, don't buang lah. But at the same time, alamak, I tak ada transport, I tak ada orang tenaga, macam mana ni, So that's where all the volunteers come in together. Yeah, whoever free, just go and collect. We collect whatever that we can, and then we can have it at our pop-up grocery store lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any unique or some stories that you think, that you will remember until today? Something that is uniquely, that you want to share with us?
About what we're doing, is it?
Yes. Any part of, doesn't have to be Small Salam SG. Maybe, throughout your journey of giving back to the community, something that, kind of stays with you. Whether it's sweet, I believe most of it should be sweet, but sometimes I understand when we do volunteer work, right? Sometimes there are certain incidents that will impact us, we will remember, for the longest time.
Yeah, even at pop-up grocery, there's so many memories. But I find like every volunteering work opportunity that I'm involved in, there's always a takeaway in every day. There's a takeaway for that day. For example, macam a pop-up grocery, so many people. Some people say that this person he drives a car but still queue and take. Yeah,
Interesting.
how can you say that the person is in need? There are people who come and question me also. Macam, you're helping a lot of people, but are these people really in need, right? So it takes a bit as a founder for me to explain to them as well. What is I'll go back to the core of the base of why I'm doing this. Okay, yes, I may lose some. Because people who may not be in need still come and take, quite a big fair share, but who am I to question, them, unless I for some of our beneficiaries, kita buat house visit though. Yeah, because we sense like, that they need help even beyond groceries. We pay them a visit, we find out what else, and then we try to link them up with macam, social service agencies and whatnot. These are the extra mile that volunteers of Small Salam do lah. Besides the pop-up grocery, because it's actually like a base only, but we want to do more than that. So macam, of course there are people who come and it seems like they don't need, but volunteers also ask me like, hey, this one looks like well-to-do but still take, someone drive a car, so I'll tell them like, who are we, unless you follow them, go back to their home and see what's behind the doors, what's the story, because everybody has a story. Who knows that gentleman is actually just queuing on behalf of an elderly who cannot get out of her house, but taking
that's what I was thinking. Yes, that's what I was thinking also.
Yes. So this is some takeaways that not only the beneficiaries, volunteers who are volunteering that time, and if they share with me this kind of macam perspective, I will take my opportunity to share with them juga.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
If we can, we think good.
Yes, Husnuzon, right?
Yeah, in our religion also we are taught that way, but if you think further, there are good things about thinking that way.
Yes, because you never know. Not everybody who drives a car, they are leading a good life. Yeah, with COVID, anything is possible, right? Maybe suddenly last few months, they just being retrenched.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's one aspect. Another aspect, like what you said, maybe they know of people in need. Because frankly speaking, that's why sometimes I do, because I find that ini rezeki, and I know there are certain single mom who are busy with small children. Of course, I don't expect them to queue up, so I will, try to help them, then deliver it to their houses. Yes. Yeah, so that's why I feel that we shouldn't judge. Yeah, doesn't mean that people who went there must be people shabbily dressed, then say that you are in need. So those who are nicely dressed, means that they don't need. No, I like your perspective. Yeah, I think that is also something that we should apply in our life. Yeah,
correct.
We shouldn't judge people too fast.
At the thing is that I get to meet a lot of people. Pasal we do house visits, we build a relationship. Pasal we are doing this on a monthly basis. So the beneficiaries that come down, they see us on a monthly basis. Bukan macam ad hoc, you know. I know sometimes the food they see volunteers one time, they don't see them again. But we have regulars volunteers because they stay around there, but they choose to volunteer for that neighborhood at that pop-up grocery. So certain neighborhood you see similar faces, you know, and every month the beneficiaries come down, the residents come down, they see similar faces also. And then, you know, over time the relationship forge. And then you say, oh, you stay here. Hey, actually, I'm staying nearby only. And then, you know, while queuing, while waiting, while interacting, we become friends, you know. And then we do house visits. We get to know a little bit more about them. And maybe we find out, maybe they are a bit more comfortable with us. And then they share more stories. Right?
Yes, because trust is built. The trust is built, and it seems like everybody knows everybody, right? So they feel that at least they have somebody that they can share, you know, whatever things they want to share.
Sometimes the help that they need is not just merely groceries, but it could be just a very simple listening ear je. You know, macam during the COVID, also, actually it hit quite a lot of elderlies, to be honest. Yeah, I've seen a lot of elderlies that staying alone. Yes, they have families. I mean, they have children, but the children stay far away. And then because of COVID also, right?
Yeah, they cannot visit.
And then the elderly sometimes kesian lah, you know. I do because I if I stay nearby or it happens to be an urgent case that I will do an urgent house visit, I speak to them. Sometimes it saddened me when I hear their stories, yeah. But I will not want to say anything or give my comments lah, you know. But I always give a listening ear first. I mean, if you are listening to you know, giving a listening ear, I think it's very important that we shouldn't pass our comments or judgment or our thoughts. Let them speak. You know, I think that's what they wanted. If they start speaking to you, probably they just want to let everything out.
Yeah, to release whatever has been bottling inside them. And I think you have played a big part to them by just being there and listening.
Listen, correct. And they will appreciate it lah, yeah. But again, what we are doing is that make sure that we're not expecting anything in return. What we are doing is ikhlas, like sincere from our heart. Yeah.
That's the thing, you know, sometimes it sounds easier than doing it. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to keep on reminding ourselves that this has to be ikhlas, and you know, there shouldn't be other intention, which I know sometimes can be quite I mean, we know why we are doing this, you know, we know our intention, but sometimes people might be asking you, right? Hey, Azlina, why are you doing this? You know, you're really like not busy enough, is it? Right. I mean, it's like, what? Are you being paid? No, right. Like what you said.
Yeah, but I think as a human being, so we also have to be open to feedbacks or comments, you know, especially from our family members. While I getting busy and I start pop-up grocery, then I see, there's another need, I start another initiative. There's another need, I start initiative. So we started like the diaper and milk initiative because there's a need for it, because it's very expensive. And I see a lot of single parents or, you know, families who fall through the cracks, which means they're not eligible for financial help or assistance out there because they have a family, but you know, perhaps they have a husband, but you know, husband not contributing, whatever reason, and then she want to ask for help, she can't because it's a household income, but she is suffering. Okay, if those family cases being brought up to me, I sorry, I have a soft spot for all this lah.
Understand. That's why that's our problem, you see.
Yeah.
We just cannot stop. One thing will just keep on coming, right?
So if the opportunity is there, you know, it's like if I have the ability to do something to help, can I just stand here not doing anything while that sister or that brother is suffering, right? And not getting the help? Yeah, I mean, if there's a help out there, we can link them up and then the system is okay. But if there isn't and then you're able to, yeah, I feel very guilty if I just sit down and do nothing, sorry.
I understand.
At least I have to do something.
Yeah. So for you, it's like whoever comes to you, I mean, you would do your very best to help them in whatever ways, right? Doesn't have to be directly from you, but so long as you can be the link point, to link people to the next help and not just leave them helpless.
Yeah, so it's like, for example, macam baru semalam, a beneficiary just texted me a picture of her tin. So usually we deliver at the end of the month, but she say her anak dah tak ada susu lagi, you know. And we also work directly with social workers. So usually our diaper and milk we give assistance between 3 months lah, 1 to 3 months, because it's just mainly to aid them while they're waiting for financial assistance or they wait for, just to tide over that difficult period. We
Yes,
all have
yes,
our highs and lows.
yes, yes.
Sometimes we
To
just
tide
have
over
our
that period, yeah.
very difficult these 2 months only. We lost job or what, and then before we start to get our paycheck back again. So our help is only about 3 months lah. But for this special case, the social worker write into me to provide a consistent help, because a single mother, and then until the child go to childcare, probably she more stable and can find job. So we help her on a monthly basis until further notice. So when she shared with me that picture, she ran out and macam, okay, but I'm working, right? I have a full-time job, I work, and I couldn't leave office. So what can I do? I cannot tell her like, okay, I'm busy now, you just wait until the end of the month. You cannot, right? I mean, if you have a heart,
yeah.
a
This is an
sincere,
urgent thing. Sometimes things are
yes,
urgent, yeah. You need to
correct.
be
You
react
cannot
fast.
just, yes. So what I do is that I just we have a chat group of volunteers. I just say anybody free can help. Okay, over at the east, help me get this, that. Cost will be reimbursed because we raise funds every month. Yeah, so there happened to be a volunteer who will be free just at 6, but because I'm at Buona Vista, by the time I go and buy, what time ready? So yeah, she managed to get it. She buy and then she deliver, take a picture, and the beneficiary get what she wanted lah. So Alhamdulillah.
You
I'm
see?
just doing nothing, but I'm just
No,
trying to find people.
you don't do nothing, you coordinate. You can be
Yes.
there, you don't move, yeah, but you coordinate. You see, that's why I said you become the link point. You become like the call center,
Call
right?
center, betul. Yeah.
Kan, secara tak langsung lah kan. I mean, people for
Betul.
you.
But it's just not me. I find that there are a lot of people out there who can do that also. So a lot of people macam cakap like, I'm very busy, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I really want to do what you're doing. So I give them ideas like, what are you doing now? Okay, what are you good at? Okay, what free time do you have? I mean, can you spend this 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like, the day, or maybe you think you have that 30 minutes every day to spare? If you have, okay, then you can help me with this, can? Okay, can.
Wow,
So we can
alhamdulillah.
do good together. I mean,
Yes,
everybody
yes.
will be able to contribute. Even the beneficiaries themselves also can contribute. Like this
Yes.
much her blog. I mean, she also contribute by, I give her a little bit more groceries because she's the tukang masak in the blog. Because she will masak, she husband and wife, but she always likes to cook more than for 2
Itu
packs.
memang betul makcik-makcik kita.
Dia tak ada masak untuk 2 orang. Yang masak kena lebih sikit. Pasal nanti dia beli yang, she will send to the residents who are the elderly who cannot go out, or lighten their load so they don't have to cook, So see, she herself, who are also in need, she's also the ability to help others also. So who are we can?
Betul. Yeah, I think this is another good idea or good initiative. Yeah, I mean, you are the kind of person who likes to cook, and right, it's just the 2 of you. Yeah, I know sometimes it's very taxing to just cook for 1 or 2 person, right? Because dia punya penat tu sama. Ada orang cakap kan, masak untuk 2 orang, atau whether you cook for 2 or whether you cook for 20, is the same tiredness and the same messiness. So might as well, I cook for 20, then I can distribute, to my neighbors, kan? At the same time, you get the closeness to your neighbors and you get to help your neighbors in need. It doesn't have to go far. Yeah, I think this is the kampung spirit that we used to have. Yeah, now we call it the flat spirit. Yeah, the gotong royong lah. I think that has always been instilled in our community. Right, especially during our kampung times. Yeah, macam kita tak kisah, right? It's like we know anybody, right? Orang kampung, you punya neighbor daripada hujung ke hujung, anak cucu semua dia kenal kan? Daripada mak, kau anak siapa? Betul kan? Semua
and
they
I
will know.
really miss this because, like, I mean, even to my family, very big family, because now that my cousins all have children going out already, I say, hey, we cannot cut this, I mean, this silaturahim, we must make sure that our young ones, they know each other, now that we can raya as per normal, let's not make just this 1 year one time raya. Let's make this a by monthly ke quarterly affair where all the
the families get together, right? The 3 generation, right? From nenek to anak to cucu. It's for the children lah. Yeah. Correct. It's for the children, not for us. I think we are now the how to say apa orang cakap tu, the continuity, right? I mean, our parents taught us, so now we must follow the same thing for the sake of our children, so that the bond or the the family togetherness will not stop. Yeah, and of course for us Raya is always one of the things, but I think I agree with you. Maybe after Raya we can have barbecue gathering, right? It doesn't have to be Raya per se. Yeah, it can be just find reason for families together now. No more COVID, so-called we are free. Yeah, so make use of this opportunity, right? Just to, yeah, I think barbecue, I think chalet is something that is very close,
Correct.
to us
Kalau
Singaporean.
tak apa, the sisters or anyone out there who doesn't have any idea what to do, just reach out to me. You can arrange a family volunteering opportunity. Satu family come gotong royong dekat pop-up grocery sama-sama.
Yeah, this is something also that I want to consider. No, seriously,
Yeah,
Azlina,
correct.
I think sisters out there, sometimes it's hard to start something new on our own. I agree, but don't take it as a reason or excuse for us not to do good. We have so many. If you have followed me in my past 3 interviews, I've interviewed all the women with big hearts. Yeah, the lady from GR Recycle, she also have, her own ways to give back to the community. The young girl, she's just 21, she did volunteer job. This is something that doesn't have to be old, doesn't have to be 40, 50s, or semi-retired, then you want to go into volunteer job. You can just start as young as 2021, yeah, which I already interviewed Sis Shakila during our last 2 weeks, yeah. She volunteered with Project Pencil Singapore, yeah, and now we have Sis Azlina. So we don't have excuses or reason. Oh, I don't know anybody, I don't know what to do, right? It's all there. I think we are now, if you ask me, sisters, we are now spoiled for choices. Yeah, now you're confused. Wow, so which one should I go? It's okay. You don't have to, the way I look at it, we don't also have to limit to ourselves to just one organization. Yeah, we can practically being a volunteer. That means suka rela kan. So maknanya kita
Correct.
suka, hati mesti suka dan jiwa mesti rela dan ikhlas.
Betul. I mean,
Jangan
that's what
rasa
I
terpaksa. Kan?
that's what I do before I start Semua Salam, right? I just volunteer everywhere lah, because you will have different experience, because every organization also focus on a different, different
Niche,
group,
yes,
right? And
different group. It
so
might look similar, because the way I look at it, even before I interview them, right, on the surface, I would say that, okay, volunteer job, basically help the needy, help the poor. But once I interview them, when I go deeper, then I realize that, they do have their own core objective, each organization, like what you did. So alhamdulillah, I think Sis Azlina, you give us really an insight into what volunteerism is all about. Yeah, and I think this is a good start. Like I said, I wish this could inspire all our sisters out there, regardless whether you are a homemaker, whether you are a busy working lady, you make your own time. Yeah, and like what you said, start with maybe once a month, right? And your event is also on Sunday morning, right?
yes,
Food
correct.
distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our pop-up grocery always during the weekend, like macam Bukit Batok is on the Saturdays, and the rest of the neighborhoods are all on Sunday
Sunday
mornings.
morning. See, it's a weekend. And if those of you have a vehicle and you want to assist Sis Azlina with the collection of the food, right? Every Saturday you mentioned that the veggie and the
Yes.
food are being collected on Saturday. This is also something that you can consider, right?
Yes.
So you help them. Then so basically the collection of the food is where? Where is the collection of the
It's at Bedok. Yeah, we do food rescue at Bedok. Yeah, it's not a long journey, but we need vehicles, because more vehicles we can actually we can collect and then
faster?
transport it to the community fridge faster. Yeah. So last time, me and my husband, we don't own a vehicle. Even until now, also kita rent truck car je. Yeah, we would rent because it will we calculate where rather than our tenaga push the trolleys and don't know how many trips. By then we punch it already. Then we just rent a car for that 1-2 hour to just do the job. Yeah, but if we have volunteer drivers, because any money that we can save goes towards, directly to the groceries lah, which is better. Yeah, so we have volunteer drivers can help us, that would be great. Yes.
Alhamdulillah. I think we have heard so much things from you. So before we wrap up, Azlina, is there anything, any inspiring words you want to share with our sisters out there who are listening?
I think Allah has really granted women with big hearts, I would say. I mean, not just me or the other sisters that sister has already interviewed, but baru Mother's Day baru lepas
Yes, semalam,
Emotional.
last Sunday, correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct. So I believe all of us have the heart, and we are all inclined to be kind, but just step forward. step forward. Somehow or other, I know that in the hearts of every one of you, somebody who don't wants to do good. Everybody wants to do good. Perhaps you don't know where to start or how to start or when to start. There isn't any right time. Sometimes the opportunity is just there. You just need to step forward and come forward. Yeah. So you don't know where. I think you now you know me. You can reach out to me. Yeah, I'll reach out to any of the sisters that you know. Yeah.
So you can just reach out to Smile Salam SG
Salam SG. So we have
Facebook.
our Instagram, Facebook. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Messenger. Just reach out to us.
Thank you so
Inshallah.
much, Sis Azlina. Thank you for the sharing. Yeah, I really inspired by your journey. How you just start off from a simple holiday outing with your
Yes.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Betul
see
actually to think of
where,
it. It's all
right.
started
In
there.
1995, 96, just having a chill time with your girlfriends. Yeah.
Mm.
And how now looking back, it's like you are doing so much more. Yeah, so much more. And I think I really thank Allah for giving you that idea an
Mm.
opportunity and also the ease. Yeah.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
think you're very lucky to have a strong family support. Yeah.
Mm.
I think you are where you are because of your family support who understand what you are doing. And all
Yes.
the more it's so much easy for you to make it happen. Yeah. I know to some people it can be quite challenging. People might see like, wow, it's a lot of hard work. It's the back end work. I understand. Right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. It's the back end word
connection,
yeah, the connection,
the
because
paperwork, getting the
yeah,
approval. Yeah, you because the way you talk is like
anything.
you make it sound so easy. Like
Correct,
come, come,
correct.
come. It's here, it's every month, this kind of thing. But it's the back end
Yeah.
job, right?
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people wants to help. But when they hear about when they want to do something like what I'm doing, like doing something in their neighborhood. But when I sit down with them, have coffee, and I share with them a little bit about what it entails, probably some will step back. But I don't fault them because everyone have their own commitments. Like what sisters say, I'm blessed to have a very supportive family, mashallah. My husband is very supportive. Kalau he don't support me, I don't think I can do this. Right? I probably be stuck looking after the kids at home. Okay. But that is also an act of worship, even though you're looking after your kids, right? But you can always bring your kids and volunteer. Okay. So
Yes.
that also doesn't give you a very good reason to, okay, I cannot do anything because I have to look after my kids. But get your kids involved. I think it's important we get our family members involved. And I think me and my husband have that same belief that what we want to do, we do together, right? So
Alhamdulillah.
I have this passion in doing this, and he sees it in the same eye, and he says that, okay, you want to do this, let's do it together with the family. He likes to do this, let's do it together, family. Just like as a family, you pray together, you sit down, eat together. You want to do things together, let's do it together as a family. Yeah.
Yes, the togetherness. So the keyword here is together as a family. Yeah.
Yes.
So they understand what you're doing and
Mm.
they are also into it. So both of you see, this is the best indirectly bonding time with your family, especially your
Mm.
children. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sis Azlina.
Yeah.
So for sisters out there, yes, thank you for your time. Yeah, I know you're a very busy woman, but I really appreciate you coming forward to share because I think this is something that we all need to hear. Yeah, we all need to hear, and that's why I like about Sisters Chit Chat. I bring out you're so ordinary, but your story is definitely extraordinary. You never know, it could inspire any of our sisters out there. Yeah, maybe they don't know what to do. Suddenly you give them a reason or a light bulb, to do something good for the community by starting small. And now, yeah. So Alhamdulillah. So sisters out there, for those of you who are watching, thank you so much for your time. If you want to watch any of our replays from our first episode all the way to now, you can catch all the interviews at my YouTube channel, ZZTV. Do like and subscribe. And of course, I also appreciate all your comments, your feedback, how we can improve Sisters Chit Chat better for the future, inshallah. So thank you for your time, Sister Azlina. I wish you well. Yeah, I wish you all the semangat, the spirit, berterusan.
Please
Moga-moga,
continue to doa for me and my family and
insyaAllah.
everything that we do.
InsyaAllah, insyaAllah. Moga-moga we can meet and I can be helping you with one of these days with your volunteering job. I really look forward. Yeah, and I think I really look forward to your overseas trip. Yeah, something different that I want to experience myself. I've heard so
Yes.
much. I mean, in my early days also, I do hear some of my friends do volunteer work, but to me at that time was just like, okay, maybe it doesn't hit me, but now I see it from a different perspective, different angle. Yeah. So I hope, I can join you one day. Yeah. Really looking forward. Thank you so much. So sisters, take care. And I hope you have learned a lot from our short sharing here. Uh, wish us all well. Dan, I hope it's not too late to wish you all Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir Batin, and do enjoy your visiting and appreciate, your time with your loved ones. Take care till we meet again. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.